I do want to talk more about these calls for unity. We know that Nikki Haley is booked now to speak at the RNC. We're seeing these calls for unity, but are we seeing it maybe best illustrated right now in the Republican Party?
Well, you know, Nikki Haley is going to be fascinating to watch tonight. Remember, after she dropped out of the race, she was still picking up in several states, somewhere between 10 to 15, 10 to 20%, somewhere in there, double digits. When she wasn't even campaigning, which was a clear voice among a part of the Republican Party that they aren't, or they weren't at that point in time, comfortable with Donald Trump, and they wanted to see a more moderate, traditional conservative, however you want to frame it. Nikki Haley tonight, it'll be interesting to see how much she focuses on Donald Trump and how much she focuses on Joe Biden. Because remember, there's still a calculus here for Nikki Haley about what her political future looks like and how all of this could potentially shake out depending on what happens here in November. So as I watch Nikki Haley tonight, Nichole, I'm keying in on what she says on foreign policy, what she says about Joe Biden, what she says about Donald Trump, and sort of those three buckets, how much time she spends on each, and sort of the path that she may or may not try to carve out for herself in the future.
You know, and Blake, obviously the attention is focused right now on Senator Menendez, on what happens today at the RNC. But I do want to talk about the big news of yesterday, and that was the VP announcement. Just talk about J.D. Vance and what he brings to the ticket. Does he expand the MAGA movement, the voting base?
Donald Trump clearly feels comfortable right now. The public polling shows just that. His top pollster, there's stories out today about how the Trump campaign feels that it can expand the map into states like New Jersey. Who knows? Maybe that's a bit of a stretch. States like Minnesota as well, New Mexico, maybe even Maine. So Donald Trump clearly feels well positioned where he is right now. And I think that's part of the reason why you saw him go the route of J.D. Vance. It's because at this point in time, the Trump campaign feels good and feels confident about where they are. And so Donald Trump picks someone that is like-minded, and instead of maybe necessarily checking off a box here or there, maybe try to expand the base. It was more a bit of a double down, I guess you could say, with the pick of J.D. Vance.
All right. Well, Blake Burman, live for us there in Washington. Always appreciate your insight. Thank you.
Thanks, Nichole.
And this reminder, you can watch more analysis of what is happening in Washington. It'll be covered tonight on the Hill. Tonight, Blake will be speaking with Representative Eric Burlison about the House investigation into the assassination attempt on former President Trump. That starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.